All right. Ooh, I'm a little loud there, I think. Okay, so welcome to City of the Gods. Why do I feel like I'm not hearing something I should be? All right. But here we are, getting ready to start episode 9, the beginning of our city exploration. The actual title of the show, they have finally actually gotten into the City of the Gods. But before that, we want to go ahead and thank a couple people. Whoops, I need to do that. Cool. So we've got our sponsors and our supporters that are out there. So we want to go ahead and spotlight those people. So we've got our Patreon supporters and our Twitch subscribers for the Greyhawk channel. You guys help make all the shows here happen. So we definitely want to highlight you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. So all the awesome shows are happening. The fall... Is that right? Fall? Yeah, the fall season is about to start next week for the Greyhawk channel. So a lot of shows have been wrapping up and are getting ready to end here. We're going to be pushing just a few episodes ourselves into the fall season, but this is the last week of most of our summer shows here, so on the Greyhawk channel. So definitely thank you to you guys. You help make everything possible. Another one of our supporters is Roll20, one of the leading virtual tabletops out there. The Greyhawk channel is officially supported by them, and you can always use Roll20 for free and get some spiffy, cool things if you actually support them on one of the tiers. So you'll be seeing us use it a lot. Right below me is all the rolls and stuff that we'll be doing in the game. We have a couple sponsors. We got Heroic Maps, which have lots of amazing battle maps. I will not be using any of them today, I don't think, but we'll probably be using some next week. It depends on what the players do this week to see what goes on there. But they have over 300 maps over on DriveThruRPG, so make sure you can go check them out. They're pretty awesome. We've been using a lot of their maps up till now. And then we have Tabletop Loot, who has lots of awesome dice and accessories as well. I've actually gotten dice from them before, and thanks for the follow, Just Joe OI. But they've got lots of cool stuff. So what's even cooler is that since they're one of our sponsors, you can get 15% off of your dice order. So if you enter in Greyhawk into the coupon code when you are at checkout, you'll get that 15% off and get a lot of cool dice and or accessories at a discount. Rue Inc. is also one of our sponsors. She's an awesome cartographist. I always want to say cartographist, but anyways. Yeah, I don't know why. But anyways, she is an awesome cartographer, and she does maps and illustrations. You might have seen some of her stuff on Critical Role. But she has a cool... on our website, you can go through a course for cartography. So you can check her out. Plus, if you are a Patreon or Twitch subscriber, you have special access in our Discord where you can get some codes if you purchase any of her colored maps. All her black and white versions of maps are free. So she is pretty cool. And actually that applies to Cantrip Candles too, which I actually haven't lit mine yet. I think I did that last week as well. But you can see Casey showing hers. I've got a Walk in the Woods here, which I actually really like the smell. But they've got some awesome candles available. And it helps give some ambiance, whether you're working on stuff or if you're actually playing in person. And you can get that code if you're Twitch or Patreon from the Discord. And speaking of the Discord... We have that, and you can come join the discussion, find out lots of cool things about the world of Greyhawk, and just awesome community in general. So if you ever have questions about how to play something or, anything just about, you can find it there. So that's enough talking from me. Let my players talk. We are down at the moment. Leica, she is unfortunately experiencing some internet unkindness at home, so if she is able to join us, she will, but for now we'll just have a placeholder, and We'll see if I can bundle through the lovable orc there. So, but we'll let the other players introduce themselves. So we'll start over with Talia.
Hello, I am Eris Savad. I make a bunch of stuff and hula hoop and play a lot of RPGs. Today I am playing Talia Kiequin. She is an arcane historian who also specializes in converting the sun into energy, which she uses in a lot of different ways. She's extremely curious and bubbly and high energy. Exactly what we need for a Tuesday morning. And she tends to get in a little bit of trouble, but she's memorized the code to get out of the city of the gods. So there's that.
Indeed. We'll see. It's always fun as a GM to have a player that has a character that gets everybody into trouble. It's always a pleasure. Can't get better than that. And then I'm
really good at getting into trouble, so
it's true.
You're welcome.
Then we have Orion.
Hi everyone, I am Derek Sword. You can find me on Twitter at dsword16. I will be playing Orion, who is a Gold Dragonborn paladin and also serves as protector to Talia, and tries to keep her out of the trouble she loves getting in. But he has lots of armor because he normally fails at keeping her out of trouble. So he's basically there just to tank it up and keep standing at the end of it. Looking forward to this week where we get to explore our titular city of the gods.
Yeah, the players actually got to level up to level 5 in the Open Legends system, and so when I was reviewing Orion's sheet, I got to see that he now has a guard of 27 for me to deal with.
27,
so
yeah.
That will...
And with my god magic, I can make stuff from nothing now too. So.
Oh yeah, your creation is high enough. Yep.
Yeah, I've got Genesis. I've got Sustenance. Could make water and food.
Well, now my crazy rolls will just do a moderate instead of a ton of damage to you, right? So
right, yeah, they'll still beat 27. I've seen you roll 45s. Yeah, there's a reason why I keep putting it into the armor there.
And then we have Luthka, who the player is not here, but Luthka is a orc who is basically a druid. Likes to shapeshift into bears and other things, and she does not like it when people harm nature. And she has her lovable companion Glamis the hog, who likes to use its horns to do some damage. So that is... Oh, I know why I didn't update that sheet. But anyways, so that's Glamis, and then we have Roach.
Yo, I'm KCH. I play Roach, the Necro Ninja. That's an undead ninja. That's me. She's generally morose and monotonous, and everything is monotonous. And I'm ready to play. Let's do this.
And of course, Roach does have some body parts that act on their own every now and then in helpful ways. Now, you guys did level up. Do you guys want to highlight real quick some of the things you may have picked for your characters? We'll go in reverse order. So Roach, what did you? How has your character evolved during play? What have they gained and garnered in knowledge?
Well, our level cap for attributes was 6. Now it's 7. So, of course, the agility's got to get bumped up to that cap. So that was priority. And then as far as feats and stuff go, I doubled down on Lethal Strike, which is kind of like the sneak attack roguey thing in this. So instead of having 1 advantage, if I get the drop on somebody, I now have 2 advantage.
It's very nice. We both need to remember that you've got Death Blow so that you can drop somebody to 0 a little bit quicker. And so, Orion, what did you grab for your character?
So since Orion's using a lot more ranged weapons with the Wand of Sunflame and the wand of firestone, things like that. I put a little bit into agility, but also raised my might up to 6 just to increase that guard and kind of make them a little more hardy, especially since we're now in tighter quarters. We might be in closer combat. Who knows? Trying to prepare for everything. But I also gave him combat follow through. What is it? Battlefield Retribution and Battlefield Punisher. I had one of those already, but this basically allows him to defend, interrupt, do damage while he's defending, and then if he drops somebody to 0 with an attack, he can go and attack somebody else. So it's just making him a little more mobile on the battlefield, and also giving him a way to do damage also by defending.
So you have Battlefield Punisher now, which allows you to add a Bane when you use Battlefield Retribution if you do at least 10 damage. What Bane did you pick with that?
That I haven't really decided. I was thinking persistent damage is probably the logical one. Does it have to be a singular Bane, or can it be?
Yes, you gotta pick a Bane when you pick it. So, there's a lot that can make sense. I actually can't remember if the wording of it is it has to be with one that you can deal with your defend. I think you can just pick any Bane, actually, so it can be outside of your normal reach. I'll have to double check that, because I think that's how it is, because it's not...
Yeah, it just says you can choose to automatically afflict the attacker with the chosen Bane.
Yeah, so that's why it's a little more powerful, is that you can pick any Bane, whether an attribute you normally use to defend with has access to it or not. So that's something I'll let you kind of think about it during play to pick. But persistent damage can make sense. Stun can make sense. You go with
I've got knockdown, force move. There's a number of them that I have a list for. But and actually, speaking of Bane's boons, I also took a large number of Bane's and boons for, actually mostly boons for creation. Because he's kind of utilizing his god magic and actually kind of almost proving that gods exist a little bit in a way by going to the city of them. So he now has regeneration, barrier, sustenance, genesis, basically these holy ways of either protecting or actually creating ways to sustain life.
Okay, you do have to pick a Bane that you can inflict, just in general.
I wasn't gonna make it like death. You know.
Well,
he knocks somebody down and instantly kills them.
It's interesting because, you could do some crazy stuff like dominate or something like that. But yeah, so a Bane you currently have access to is.
I figured. Pick. I wasn't gonna go totally OP on it.
Yeah, that's amusing. All right, so yeah, that's Orion, and then we have our lovely bookworm Talia.
Yeah, so Talia's a bit more of a wizardy build. So she's got, she already has a lot in, I stacked her in energy and knowledge, as well as the feats and stuff that went with it. However, she's gotten, first of all, she's figured out how to channel the energy a little bit better with learning how to charge the battery packs, as well as using the energy in different ways. So I added another point in energy to make that my cap. And then I actually added another point into extraordinary defense, which gives me a +1 for all defenses for each tier. So now I'm at tier 2, so I have a +2 for all defenses in toughness, guard, and resolve, which helps just about anything that I have to do with defending an attack or avoiding getting hit with something, whatever it may be. I didn't really have anything else to add at this point, because I've kind of, like I said, I've stacked her knowledge up, and the more points you have in something, the more it costs to add more points to it.
Right.
So yeah, that was it. It was a very simple change.
And the reason your guard is so high, and I gotta you just did that, so I gotta actually update your character card there. But the reason your guard is so high is because you recently acquired one of the god suit armors from the City of the Gods. So that helped bump up your guard quite a bit.
Yes, it did. She actually had a very, very low guard until that happened. And if it wasn't for the fact that the armor is like god armor and makes itself lightweight as soon as it's on with that battery pack that she can now charge, then she wouldn't actually be able to wear the armor because she's too slight. She's actually smaller than Glomus, I think we figured out. So she's a tiny little brainy elf with a lot of energy.
So, as we start, I wanted to, I didn't quite do it justice, so I want to set the scene here a little bit. That the players have, or their characters have, entered into the City of God just recently. Well, actually, I'll let somebody recap first, and then I'll give this description. So, is anybody up for recapping last session?
I can try.
All right.
I don't remember a whole lot. I remember it took us a very long time to actually set out for the City of the Gods because we were letting Danelle heal from the assassination attempt. So we gave him an extra day. Whether or not that was a good idea or not, we don't know yet. But we do know that we're in a race against the Froggies to potentially get these City of Gods on our side against them. So we'll see if we did right or wrong by that, or what the deal is. But what we did figure out is that it's not so much that the Sand people out there, Danelle and everybody, it's not so much that they were given the job of protecting the surrounding area by the people of the City of the Gods. They actually are raid it every now and then. So they asked if we wanted to join their family, their tribe. And Roach and Luthka were like, no, it's too much commitment. We're not gonna. But Orion and Talia both did go through with it. So Talia's got dried war paint on her face now, and she's all warrior, mage lady.
She looks so tough now.
The cute little bob of hair and the feather in her hair is still there, and everything else, and she just caked over with war paint now and god armor. So after that ritual that enabled or made it so that Orion and Talia were part of the Sand People's family, which comes with a whole chapter of rules. Well, no, it's not chapter. It's one rule really is if Danelle falls, then we have to avenge him. I think that's the biggest caveat.
Pretty much, yeah. It works both ways, but yeah.
So Danelle turns around and he's like, so yeah, you guys want to go raid this place? Go get more weird stuff? And we were like, yeah, we gotta go in there anyways. Then we had this really long conversation at night about when to split up, if we are going to split up, and what all of the nuances around separating from the Sand Folk is going to entail. We're pretty optimistic about it right now, but we'll see. We got to the City of the Gods, and it was this giant steel monolith type thing where there was an opening, and then we went through the opening, and then we were in a room, and then we went through a couple more openings. And it is nothing, it doesn't look like anything that we've ever seen. The walls are completely smooth. Nothing looks natural. We did eventually separate from Danelle's main crew, and it's us plus the Baron plus Brother Richard. And I think that's our unit. We just split off. We just separated.
Yeah, you went through the left door, and they went through the right door. And you're currently, after Roach, thoroughly checked for traps with an amazing roll of 8 or something. I don't know. It was a wonderful roll.
Yep.
But you entered into this passageway into the next room. So it's kind of like a corridor or, a hallway. And you can see the door on the other end. And in the door is a circular little glass pane that you can potentially see through, but have not looked through yet because you were in the process of walking towards it. But real quick to help set the scene, the camera kind of starts zooming in. We see a vast desert and some sort of spot, and it starts zooming in, and the spot gets bigger and bigger. We see this massive city, if you will, a city of the gods, which is about 2 miles long and about 3/4, almost a mile across. So it is this massive, sprawling city that seems to be no activity on the outside that you can really see. There's a few little mountains and hills that have been set up around the city, and we see these large guns and maybe a salivating Orion as he thinks about them, that kind of swivel and maybe shoot at something that's attempting to approach the city. So it's about 200 feet in height, 2 miles long, 3/4 of a mile across. It's just a massive, sprawling complex, which probably is partially why it's been called this City of the Gods. And you can even see, even now, you know, maybe not knowing how long it's been here, but you can see a trail in one direction that it seems to have dragged across the desert floor at one point in time. The city maybe is not completely level. It's slightly shifted. So we see this massive thing. We zoom in to this side hatch where there's this underground passage under the desert that has led up to it. And we go in as we watch the door close behind the party, and the other door close behind Danelle and his sand people. And so we go through the door. It's very clean. You don't see too much dust at all. There's a little bit in the entryway, but now that the party has entered into this tunnel, very clean, very smooth walls, very strange. Nothing. I mean, you've been in some impressively built, maybe elven cities, dwarven architecture, what have you, but this is something entirely different. You hit against it. It seems to be like metal that you might find on armor or shields, but it's just so perfectly smooth, and it's not square. It's circular, and it just goes down this tunnel. And so we have the party there. We've got Brother Richard, who actually starts to speak at this point. He says, "Well, we're here. I really want to find my brother."
Well, what do we do? Do we just find someone official looking and say, "Take me to your leader"?
The Baron speaks up. He says, "Well, that could work. We just got to find some people, I suppose, and hope that they're receptive to us being inside their city."
Do you think they speak our language? What language would they speak? Ooh, that's a very good question. Have we seen any writing anywhere on the walls or on the doors or anything like that?
You entered in on that strange square protrusion that had these little bubbles that you could push down, where you entered in that sequence. There was some letters and some writings which you recognized as similar to what had been on that little egg. Well, I say little. What had been on, compared to the city, it's little. But that large egg that had been at Binbo's Hectare. So some similar writing on that. And maybe actually looking at that writing, it reminds you that there was a device that you had that had some sort of turning mechanism and writings on it in your possession.
Did I still have that, or was that Roach? Because I think Roach was holding a lot of the goodies that we got from that egg.
You had been attempting to figure it out. You had figured out that it's some sort of comprehend languages type thing, where it lets you understand languages that are being spoken and allows you to speak, and basically so the listener can understand what you're saying and you can understand what they're saying.
Okay. I will take that out and I will say, "Oh, this might help, actually. I almost forgot that this was a thing. There's so much that's happened. It's been a very eventful week. It's only been a week, hasn't it? How long have we been here, Orion?"
No, you're right. It's only been about a week. This is very eventful. I think that's the best way to say it. You feeling homesick?
Slightly, but it's really interesting here. You know? I mean,
No, I
this
thought
is
you'd love
any
this.
historian's dream. This is back further than recorded history. I'm actually possibly taking the first notes of this time. Well, that will possibly ever be in our time. But the whole dimension thing and the multiple realities and multiple
Yeah,
timelines.
let's not blow our minds right now. We're gotta focus.
But it's okay. Yeah, we should find someone and figure out if they're friendly.
I think that yes, that would be step 1 and 2, and then step 3. Well, step 2, part A, is if they're not friendly, then we have to fight them off. Unless, I guess, the most direct way to find Brother Richard would be to get kidnapped, but then that lists a whole nother set of issues from there.
So as this conversation is going on, what is Roach doing?
I'm up on the wall. I'm checking out whatever's impeding our way forward.
Well, there's just another door there. You could look through it if you want to.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, you're definitely going to see some things, but go ahead and give me a perception check to see just how much of what's in the next room that you notice. Oh, I got that up on the screen.
Gotta see some things.
See some things.
I got a 22.
All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, you kind of peek through, and it's a fairly large room. It's like 180 by 180 by 180, like big cube. So pretty big room. And it looks like there's a whole bunch of like racks or shelving, but on a big scale. And you almost think that maybe there's bodies on them, but then you're looking around and you see, like, for a second you think about the big golems that had flown out to the Hector, right? And had taken Brother Richard's brother. But these are smaller. And there seems to be some that are moving about. Actually, let me have Orion roll me a D30 plus 10. I gotta think about how to.
Sorry, how do I type that in?
Oh, /r space D30 plus 10. I'm sure there's a better way to roll this, but I know how. Well, no, we'll do it this way. All right, and then let's have Talia. Why don't you roll? Oh gosh, brain. 5, 4, 5. Does that make sense? Just roll me. Oh gosh, my brain. I can't do math right now. Yeah, it's a 4, so 5 D4s. Because that's how it's really supposed to be. I wonder what the D40 was supposed to be then. Oh, 10 D4s is what it would have been. Yeah, okay. And then Casey, or Roach, roll me 2 different D6s.
I swear D20 or roll 20 hates me. I roll a 30-sided die and get a 2. Although,
Yeah, you know.
Casey gets a
Get
1
it out of the
on a
way
2
now.
6.
All right.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
What you see, Roach, there are each of those represents like a different type of golem of varying sizes that seem to be moving around here. So, Let me get a better... Yeah, so you see in total 25, 30... There's about 31 golems of varying sizes that seem to be active in this room right now. And as you look with the snoopers and it kind of zooms in on some of these that look like beds and stuff that are just throughout the entire complex, it looks like there's more of these golems, but they're like laying down for some reason right now. And then you notice that some of them that are active seem to be working on or doing things to the laying down golems. So that's what you see right away. Let's see what you got. You got pretty good. You got 22. So you also, like, as you're about to, like, maybe turn around and share this information or try and contemplate it some more, as you're turning, you catch something out of the corner of your eyes and you look, and it looks like there's a shelving unit that maybe has some of those grenades that you saw those golems launch at you guys. It looks like it's just a shelving unit. It looks locked and secured, but it has a little, like, glass front that you can see through some of those little, the grenade that blew up the egg, basically, that type of thing. So that's what you see while this conversation is going on behind you.
I quietly contemplate bamfing in there with my ring and stealing them and then just running off. Just leaving these yucks behind me. Okay, well, I do believe that we have found the artificery.
What makes you say that?
Do you remember the golems?
Oh, yeah, the flying metal men. Yeah.
There are upwards of 30 of them active presently inside, and more around, inactive.
Oh, okay. So
You can immediately hear a little bit of rattling start happening as Talia starts shaking in her armor.
so we just leave, never come back, and break. All right.
It's possible that I could redirect them.
We also might be able to fool them now that we're wearing this armor, Orion.
Maybe you? I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I'm a little small for a City of the Gods Guard, but, you know.
I mean, we don't even know what they look like. We were told they look like people, and you're at least closer to people than I am.
You're a person too, Orion.
I appreciate that, but also scaly, snout, breathe a little bit of fire. Anyway, Roach, what could you do to distract them?
Well, I think I can see in there where they have some of those things, the super potent arcane fire, the boom, but the little booms that you throw.
Oh yeah, the boom balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not but the little one. Yeah. It's
The hand boom balls.
Yes. If I can get on the other side of that door using my ring, and then I can crawl around, find another way that we don't want to go, and then lob one of those things that direction, and hopefully all the golems will go chasing it. And then we'll
thought.
around the back.
Could we shoot one of them and make a boom?
Yes, but that would draw their attention to where the boom happened. We want to choose where the boom happens.
But will
Valid
the
point.
golems follow the hand boom balls?
It's the best I got for now.
Maybe. What are they doing? Are they just walking around or just sitting there?
I mean, some of them look like they're working on other parts, on other golems, maybe. I don't really know.
That's a really good plan, actually. It's pretty solid.
I've got nothing better.
Does this door open like the other doors?
There is a keypad there.
There's a pad?
There is a protrusion from the wall.
It's a bubble pad.
Yeah, the bubble pad. There you go.
Balls in the bubble pads.
So I found what I was looking for in my morning stupor that I could not locate. So I'll give you a little more description on these golems that you see. They're definitely colored. So the 12 that you notice, there's 12 that you notice that are orange. They look about 4 feet tall, maybe. So not
Oh, they're my height.
Yeah, they're not too big. So they're 4 foot tall. They're kind of like a cylinder, like a barrel that would hold ale, but they're definitely made out of metal, right? So there's some sort of metal golem, maybe iron or something. And there's a lot of like flashing lights around them, and they seem to be moving along the floor. You notice 13 that are green, and these all look exactly alike. The orange ones kind of vary in their design and how they look a little bit, but they're all orange and roughly the same size. Just different shapes, and some of them have different protrusions off of them. But these green ones are like all identical. They look very similar to the U-bots, except for the color. But there's a light. They look a little more armored, I guess, than the U-bots would be the best way to describe it with your 22. And they seem to have some different appendages. Then you notice 5 that are blue, that are moving around. They seem to be doing a more steady pattern as they move. So you do notice them. They're all identical too. They're 7 foot tall, metal armored men in shape. Okay, for these S-bots. Actually, these aren't the ones that, yeah. And then you recognize one. Okay, one is black and is the same as the ones that came and took Brother Richard's brother. There's only one of them in the room, but it's there. It's very, very easy to see. So that is what you see.
Okay, I think Roach is primarily thinking that the objective is to get through all this and deal with potentially a room with fewer possible enemies if we are going to attempt some diplomacy or any kind of like, where's your leader? Take us to your leader. Shenanigans. So I think I'm gonna make a mental note to myself about the colors and the specific fact that there's one black one, but I'm also going to not think that it's a big enough deal to tell anybody. So I was like, okay, I guess we got a plan. After you hear the boom, wait maybe 5 seconds, then open the door.
I really hope this door has the same pattern as the other one.
Well, if it doesn't, I guess
You're stuck.
No, I won't be stuck. You'll be stuck.
Oh, that's
I'm
true.
never stuck.
Oh, I might even be able to blast the door, to be honest.
There you go. We have lots of things that blast at this point. Ryan there, he's got it handled.
I'm a little worried about that, to be honest. Let's keep going. Go on. Have fun.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna start invisible, and then I'm gonna teleport.
All right, so you're just bamfing into the room real quick. You can see it, so since you can see it, you can make it there. You bamf 15 feet in, and so yeah, you're in this big 180 by 180 cube basically, and you're invisible right now. So you can kind of look around. Go ahead and roll your agility with the advantage from invisibility, just to see if how how well?
Okay, so it's not 5 advantage. It's just +5, right?
No, it's 5 advantage.
5. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a lot of advantage when you're invisible to hide.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hey,
Wow.
that's
Got a 3 on that D20. Woohoo.
I'm really good at rolling. Y'all know?
Did we do legend points at the end of last session?
We did, and
Okay.
I have a couple.
Okay, just making sure. So yeah, you kind of vamp in, and the various golems seem to be going about their business. You notice a lot of the orange ones are like going up, and then some of them are rising up on some sort of platform, and then like doing stuff to some other golems. There's like some strange lights sparking on some of it, and yeah. So your goal is to go towards that shelf thing, right?
And as I do, I'm going to try to get an idea of where I can go from here.
Okay. You mean like how you can get there, or?
Well, because after I grab the grenades, I'm
Okay.
going to be trying to get to a spot that is not the direction that I think that we as a group should go. It's going to be the other direction.
Okay, yeah. So when you enter in, you see this big room. You can now see all the walls and around you. There seems to be primarily only one other exit, which is on the other end of the room, with a similar door, with a similar protrusion from the wall, with a bubble pad.
There's only one way. Oh, crap. Okay. All right. So I guess I'll try to get everyone's backs, all the golems' backs to that door and that path that I know that they're going to have to run. So, yeah, I'll go over there, grab the grenades. How many do I get?
Well, it is a closed and, as you discover, locked shelving unit. So it's not just an open shelf. There's so you're gonna have to see if you can lock pick it open, or
Okay,
or force it open, or something.
No, I got the tools. I can do this. I can lock pick it.
Plasma sword it open.
Do I recognize this kind of lock?
No, this is strange.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it seems to hold some of the same principles of locks you as you understand, but it's much nicer construction, a lot smoother and all that sort of stuff. So it's a little strange.
Okay. Well, try to pick it.
All right. Yeah. That unless you've got another attribute you think would apply, that'd be usually agility to pick.
I would prefer agility. Let's use agility.
Yeah.
The one that I'm capped at. I will use a legend point for this.
Okay.
Because this is not anything I've ever seen before. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So, yeah, you work it and you're satisfied. It clicks, and just below it, a thing pops open, and there's another lock that you got to pick.
Okay, don't get frustrated. Keep your hands steady. All right, I got this. We'll do it again. Exact same thing. I'm going to do another legend point.
Okay. Yeah, the devious double lock shelving unit.
You've gotten through worse, Roach.
I gotta actually look to see what you get out of it. So wow, you got a 37 on your D20 and an 18 on one of your D10s. That's pretty good. Not
It's like
not
locks
too shabby.
next to you that just pop open just by
Yeah, what you notice is that when you do this, you look over and actually like there are like actually let me make sure there's 4. Let's see, 1, 2. Oh no, wait, it holds all those things. Okay. Yeah, you notice like now that you look at the side as you do this, it's a little bit deeper than you think. And as you open it, go ahead and roll for me. 2d6, another 2d6, a 1d6, and a 1d6. So there's four rolls in total. Oh wow, those are some good Good rolls. Oh, one's low. All right. So, as your eyes glint at the treasures inside, you see, of each type. Oh goodness. Oh yeah. Okay, you're gonna have to roll a few more 2d6s, but I'll say the other things that you find. Talia will be very happy. There are 9 power packs, and like the little glowy indicators show they are completely full. You find one. I think, did you encounter one of these before? I don't think so. You see this thing. It's like a tube. You're not quite sure what it is. And you notice 5 packs that look like they fit into that the poison gun that shoots those little tiny sharp projectiles. All right, let me see how many additional things you need to roll for, because I did not read that correctly. Because that's of each type of grenade you get to roll 2d6. So I got to remember the grenades off the top of my head. Here we go. All right. Grenade. All right. So you've already rolled 1. That'll be the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to roll 5 more 2d6s. Oh gosh. I shouldn't be this nice to you. This is wrong. All right, so you got 9.
It is not often that one of us rolls a 60. That's your job normally. Please.
I think Roach is inadvertently turning into Rambo.
Come back in all the bandoliers. All the bandoliers.
Yeah, it's just all clipped to it, yeah.
So yeah, did you get five more 2d6s you need to roll?
Okay, I didn't know if you were doing it right.
Oh no, I'll let you roll them. Where was that? Black. Blue.
Got a 7, a 10, an 8, an 8, and a 9.
Gray. 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Oh wow, you rolled pretty good on those, huh? Yeah, great, cool. You got a lot. All right, so you're not really sure what all of these are because you discovered there are 6 different colored of these. So you have 9 red. I'll actually put this in chat for you too. You've got 9 red, 7 yellow, 10 black, 8 blue, 8 green, and 9 gray. Let me double check something. Oh, interesting.
Walking down the street of the city of the gods loaded down with stolen weapons from them, asking to talk to their leaders.
Just let Roach keep everything. She can turn invisible. She'll just stay invisible.
I feel like there's a grenade missing from this. No, there's just 6 colors. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So you recognize the red and the green one, I think, from your previous encounter. So the red is the one that did the big explosion. Yeah. So yeah, you've got a few of these. Yeah, and the only reason you know for sure it's the red one is because you were there when it bounced around inside the
I was
thing.
definitely there. I remember that very distinctly, yes.
Hey, we got somebody in chat who's pretty clever at figuring out stuff based on color. But yeah, so what would you like to do with this nose? Actually, let me check something as you have opened up this strange shelving unit or dispensary if there's anything that is noticed when that happens. Well, let's do a normal roll. 19, okay. And you had a 19 on your agility roll. Huh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you open it up. Are you grabbing all of this and trying to like hold all of it? What are you grabbing of these multitudes of things that you have discovered?
I will definitely grab the ones that I know about. So the red ones.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to grab all 9 of them? I mean, they're not big, but you'd have to put them in pockets or your bag or what have you.
It'd have to probably be like 4 at a time.
Okay.
That's kind of like the speed at which I can move and use one hand and stuff. I would also like to be checking over my shoulder, of course. I'm not just going to be like...
Okay, give me a perception check, because you definitely aren't using your snoopers to check over your shoulders, so use your perception. So yeah, you're kind of looking over. Are you guys like watching this happen through is anybody looking through? Okay, so give me a perception to see what you notice of her and the room as she's doing this. All right, so you're grabbing like 4 of the reds, and then what are you grabbing? There's the battery packs.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab 2 of those with one hand and then the tube thing with the other hand.
Talia's eyes are everywhere in the room. There's so much to look at. She probably doesn't notice anything in particular. She has no idea where Roach is.
Cool. All right, say that last part again, Roach, because I was laughing at something. You grabbed what next? Between the tube thing. Okay. I'll give you this with your perception roll too. You notice that the tube is about the right diameter for one of the grenades to go into it.
Oh, okay.
And so there's the battery packs, the poison dart wand or crossbow thing, ammo packs.
That's the priorities. I got the priorities.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just keep sloughing all this stuff into my bag. Try to.
Okay.
And keep an eye out.
As you're looking back over your shoulder, you suddenly notice the door, right? That you had teleported through suddenly opens and Talia stumbles through it. As she was looking through the hole, her hand pressed something that caused the door to just open, and she has stumbled inside. Roll your agility real quick, Talia, to see how well you catch yourself and if you make a lot of noise as you stumble into the room.
Perfect. 5.
Yeah, you
flat on my face, don't I?
So describe to me what happens as you fall through this into the room, not too unnoisily.
So Talia is absorbed in trying to get the details of this, and her elbow bumps something that just opens the door. I guess, does it just slide open?
Yeah, it slides, so it just kind of slides up.
Okay, so it slides up, and as it does, she doesn't even really notice at first, but it slides up quickly enough that she just falls square on her face, bumping her head on the ground a little bit, and she looks up and says, "Oh, ow! Oh, no."
And so what you notice, Orion, is there's this little, it wasn't from the outside of this passageway of this hallway, but inside at the door, there's this little, like, bigger bump, and she hits that, and it just seems to open the door without having to enter in any code into the keypad. And you see her fall through and make this startled ouch as she, rubs her head a little bit.
Actually, I am wearing the power armor, so it's probably a pretty loud crash as I fall because of the armor.
Orion runs in and kind of grabs her by the leg. She's been noticed, right?
Well, roll 20 is lagging. Oh, there. Yeah, I think with the 29, there is some notice that happens. One of the. So what happens is Falls. You run in and start picking up, and one of these orange things kind of comes over, and it's just kind of. It looks like it's maybe looking at you. Let me have Orion. You're both of you are in those suits. So you're seeing all of this happen, Roach, by the way. You see one of the orange ones come over. It doesn't seem to be immediately trying to attack, but just seems to be observing them. Roll your presence.
Both of us are just Orion?
Just Orion, since he's like helping you up.
Okay. I think it's lagging just a little bit.
Yeah, it's lagging.
There we go.
Yeah, that's fairly good. Some sound emits from this thing that you don't recognize. It sounds similar to like when you had first entered the City of the Gods in that first room. There had been this like disembodied voice that sounded somewhat like what this thing sounds like right now, but it's either some sort of strange noise or a language you do not understand.
But it's not like it's outwardly threatening.
It does not appear to be so right now, from what you can see. It just, there's this little part on the top that seems to rotate a little bit and maybe even go up and down, because it's remember, it's kind of like a barrel that would hold ale or something, so it's cylindrical. But there's like a little dome on top, and the dome on top's kind of there seems to be like a little. It's odd because it's like it looks like a glass bubble, and it seems to be looking at you.
Okay, he's gonna reach down and just pick Talia up, and then just very gently just pat on the top of it.
Is there anything you would like to do, Talia, while this is happening?
As soon as she heard the sound and realized that she needs to understand it, she's going to try to activate the translator.
Okay. You understand it a little bit already. Roll your logic. Unless you've got something else that you think you can roll to work with it. But roll your logic with, I'll say, advantage 2.
Okay. I don't think anything else would be better. So we're gonna stick with logic. 18.
All right, yeah. You look at the symbols that are around this little rotating part that's got like an arrow on it, and you hit it to that, you. Let's see, would it catch like as you hear it? So it's already spoken, but nothing seems to be happening now, right? So what do you want to do?
I say, repeat that, please.
Okay, yeah, you say that, and both you and Ryan, and probably even Roach, and like there's brother like Luthka, Glamis, brother Richard, and the Baron are all kind of like peering through, like hands on weapons and ready to like jump out if they need to, right? And so you hear Talia clearly say, could you repeat that, please? And then in that voice, from the little thing, emits sounds similar to what the orange thing said. And then the orange thing says, "Are you all right? You seem to have fallen." The translator badge ends up after it speaks saying that in the language you can understand.
Talia immediately gets a look of just complete joy on her face, and she says, "Oh, I'm okay. Thank you so much for asking. Where exactly are we? I think we got lost on our return back into the city."
All right. Let's see. How would it answer this? You are currently in Robot Depot 75892. I'll write that down.
Oh, of course. How could I be so silly? Oh, thank you so much. Can you point us the correct way to get back to the what's it called? Oh, I forgot the room number. Which way to exit?
The hell is a robot?
Are you needing? Okay. You after you say that, you hear the thing emit like shortly after you speak. It seems to be taking whatever people say and going back and forth. But it says, "You seem to need medical attention. There is only one other exit from the one that you came through," and it rotates and points in the direction towards the opposite end of the room where there is another one.
Oh, thank you so much. If you don't mind, we're just going to go through and we'll be out of your gears.
Out of your gears.
She almost said hair, but she was looking at this orange thing.
Right, yeah.
Doesn't have hair.
Yeah, so you're trying to... Are you trying to get anything out of it, or are you just trying to just, like, hopefully just proceed?
Just, acting, walking in like I own the place, like, oh, thank you so much for asking. I'm fine. We're just going to go now. Not really asking for anything, just saying, okay, well, we're going to just go.
I take this momentary distraction to pocket the rest of what's in that box.
Okay, so you're kind of moving quickly. And you asked what is a robot, right, Orion?
Oh God.
Yeah, it was kind of like under his breath, but
it rotates to you, and the little strange eye thing kind of looks up and says, "I am a robot. Are you sure you are all right? I can call for medical attention."
It's okay. We're going to go to the medical bay on our own. We'll go there now. And Talia grabs Orion's arm and, like, kind of looks at him like, okay, shut up. And starts trying to walk through to the other side.
Okay.
Okay. He's gonna lean in and whisper, what about the Borg and the guys? Quick idea. We go to a prisoner block, and there are prisoners, and the brother's brother might be there.
So the U-bot says, attention crew, there appears to be others. Are you in danger? As
no, they're actually our prisoners.
The
Good idea.
Brother, Baron,
Good idea.
and Luthka and stuff all kind of like step into the room as you guys are starting to walk, so they're just coming kind of after you. And you say they are your prisoners? Okay.
Yeah, we have them under control, so don't worry about them.
I will alert the S-bot so that they can take care of this situation.
Oh, no need to do that. I got it.
Okay, I guess roll your persuasion. Or your deception. Because you are technically
let's go.
deceiving.
I'm going to go with deception.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend a legend point on this. Oh, gosh.
And Roach, you're just putting everything into the bags that you can.
Oh,
right?
God!
Ooh, 5, a 1, and a 3.
You know what? Can I? I'm going to use 2 more to try to reroll that 20.
Okay.
Because this could go so bad.
All right, spend those legend points.
Yep, I know. Oh, God. Oh.
Wow.
Seriously?
We are meant to be arrested. I'm really good at getting arrested.
All together, though, that is, a +3, because you spent 3 legend points, right? So that does increase that makes it a 12 overall. So that's not terrible bad. It is just a simple robot. What perks do you have? Do you have anything that would help you here?
Oh, probably not. Perks. I have Scholar and Observant.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that would help.
On the other side, my flaws are absent-minded and naive.
Yeah. Okay. So as Talia is saying this, is there anything that you want to do, Orion?
No, well, I guess he's just trying to see if the robot's buying it.
Okay, sure. The robot says, "This is very unorthodox. They do not seem to be restrained in any way."
Okay, I actually am going to use one of his perks, Brute, and he's going to get in the robot's faceplate and basically say, "Stand down, little one. We got this."
Okay, roll your might.
Yeah, I will use my might instead of my persuasion. So,
Does that also give you advantage to it? 22 is pretty good, though. So you notice the thing swivel, and it looks up towards one of the blue 7-foot tall robots, or I guess not up. It looks over, and there's like one at the far end of the room, and it's like starting to look at that, and then you say that, and it kind of swivels back around at you. Maybe it even trembles a little bit.
Talia says, "We have special instructions and special abilities. We don't need them."
I just made BB-8 wet itself.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it says, "All right. I will continue on my way then." And it kind of like backs up and then turns and goes over to one of the bed units and seems to be doing something to a black one of these golems.
I had my hand on a grenade ready. I just...
So, yeah, you seem to have assuaged... Is that the right word? This orange one, but you've got a whole room to get through now, as the orange one has started to excuse itself and turn around.
Before it goes, I'm going to say, wait.
It stops.
Directions to the commanders? I'm treating this thing like an Alexa. I hope you didn't hear me.
Yeah, so you're like the commanders. I do not understand your request.
Directions to the leaders.
It says, "This does not compute. You have prisoners."
Valid. Directions to prison block.
Yeah, it like got the cat on you. So this is interesting. Would the, I guess the U-bot would. All right, so it says, is your interface not working correctly?
Go away. Poor conversation anyway.
I turn off the thing.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I say, All right, let's just go. Now that he said something about an interface, I can try to work on the inside of this thing and see what we have. Let's go. Stop asking questions. You're blowing our cover. You just did a really good job. Now you're blowing it.
I'm feeling very Han Solo in Stormtrooper armor right now.
If you would like, either one of you two can
fine.
roll an exploding D6 for luck to see if something else happens.
Oh my gosh. Nobody wants to do it.
How are you?
All right.
I'll roll an exploding D6.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to say something else. And then it slowly swivels around and goes to the little thing and is working on the black. All right, so how do you want to proceed through this room? You've got 180 feet to cover in a straight line.
I say out loud, please, just no one say anything. I'm going to turn this thing back on. Just don't say anything. And I turn it back on so that if we hear anything else, we can translate. But I'm going to hope that nobody says anything because we seem to be okay for now.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I will lead the group in a straight line. Talia, you go to the back. Straight line. Nobody says a thing. Going to that door.
All right, I think what we'll do is we'll do a break and come back and find out what happens here. And I think what we'll do when we get back is we'll do a group challenge to get through the room. So we'll let everybody do a little bit of rolling and stuff and find out what happens. But in the meantime, we'll go on a break. And when we come back, we'll find out if the group can get through this robot depot, as this orange thing called it, and not get attacked with the looming presence of 5 7-feet tall blue golems and 1 black golem that they have encountered before. So yeah, join the Discord. You can talk to a bunch of people over there. So I encourage that, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And break. And we're back. All right. So, presently, the party has just successfully communicated with an orange golem and is now attempting to proceed from one end to the other. So, it's about 180 feet that you have to cover. Currently, Roach is invisible. So we're going to do this as a group challenge. And the way that this works is you offer up something that you are going to do. Everybody does one thing. Then that's like basically a round to see how you're successful. You're going to be using an attribute to do that. You can only use an attribute once, personally. Like everybody could do agility the first time if they wanted to. But once you've used your agility to do a roll, you can't use it to do another roll. Okay, so you got to offer up, you got to think about how your character is going to either get themselves or help the group as a whole get to the other side of the room. So, the challenge rating that you need to meet or beat or get higher than for this particular group challenge is going to be a 16. So not too difficult. Okay, but you guys are going to have to get so many successes before you get 3 failures. All right. Now, 3 failures doesn't mean that you don't get across the room. It just means that what happens when you get to the end of the room may be more difficult with more failures. All right. So the challenge rating that you want to get is just a 16, nice and easy, because it's just a couple golems, and you've already communicated with one. So I'll go ahead just to track who has gone and who hasn't. We'll just go over to this white screen real quick. So, I mean, you could be like, all right, I'm going to make everybody faster by giving everybody haste. I'm going to make everybody invisible. But instead of doing the actual, like, boon roll, just do a generic attribute roll to, like, for that particular action. Because all you have to beat, instead of being successful at the boon, all you have to do is get 16 or higher, in this case. So, let me drag you guys. Let me actually make this go away. Not that we need to actually see... Well, not yet anyways do we need to see the map. You might. All right. So, yeah, just think about how are you going to help yourself and or the group get from one end of the room to the other. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got the Baron... We've got Brother Richard. All right, so let's go ahead and just add everybody on here. So who would like to go first? What are you going to do to get to the other door?
Talia's going to actually kind of wave forward the rest of the group that doesn't have the armor on and go behind them. And she's going to... will them to move along, saying, now come on, let's go, everybody. To the cell blocks with you all.
All right, so roll for that. See how convincing you are as your voices changed into this strange speech. Okay, 17.
17.
All right. Roach, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to, from where I'm at right now, I still gotta close that stupid lid and put everything back. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to change the material. I'm going to try to alter and transmute the material that I'm touching so that it's made out of pillow stuff instead of hard plastic.
Okay. See if you can successfully transmute. So because it's 180 feet, it's going to take typically 6 rounds. There's 4 of you, so you need 24 successes.
Do we have that many? Good lord, okay.
That could get reduced if you are able to move faster as a group. But currently, you've basically got 6 rounds to traverse across. Okay, that's definitely successful. You got a high roll, so you guys as a group, since... Oh, wait, no, it's 16, so you didn't beat it by 10. All right, never mind. If one of your rolls goes by 10, you guys will have a free advantage that one of you can use on your roll. If you get 26 or higher. All right, so that's no failures so far. Okay, it'll be a little bit... Well, since it's just the 3 of you, I'll just use the players here that are here. So, Orion. What are you doing?
Okay. I think Orion is going to lead the group, and I don't think Brute is like a once per day sort of thing. So, yeah, I think he's going to try to... well, he's going to have the Wand of Sunflame kind of, in both of his hands, looking very guard-like. And, yeah, he's going to try to use his might to kind of persuade / intimidate kind of the robots out of his way as he leads them through this depot.
All right. See how you do. 19. All right. So you guys, initially get through. Baron and Luthka and Brother Richard are all doing their best to look like captives. So they're just kind of shambling along behind you guys in your suits. All right, so you're progressing a little bit further. You're kind of moving a little bit slow right now. What do you want to do, Talia?
Went to take a breath, and it went all bad. Talia's going to try to hurry everyone along a little bit using her agility. See if she can kind of get them moving slightly faster through this depot. Pick up everybody.
Ooh.
11.
Do you want to do anything to help that roll?
Oh. I only have 2 legend points. I'm gonna save them until I read.
Take one of mine. I have 6.
Okay, perfect. I'll take 1 legend point and reroll. I guess what the.
Well, in this case, you'd probably want 2 because you exploded on your D6.
Take 2.
Okay, I'll take 2 and reroll that 20. Ooh, thank you.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah, so that's actually 11, so that's 21. So yeah, that's definitely a pass. So you're good.
Thank you.
So what happens? What legendary thing happens as you're about to maybe stumble and trip everybody up and make a lot of noise? What allows you to not do that?
Talia and Orion's eyes meet, and just knowing that he's at the front, he's leading the way. Talia just feels the surge of adrenaline and excitement that, first of all, they're so separated in this group right now. This is probably as far as Orion lets Talia get from him, but she knows she has to make this entire journey count for something. So it's like that friendship between them just kind of gives her that boost that she catches herself as she's starting to trip and continues.
Oh, did we lose her? Oh no, she's still there. Okay.
No, she's there.
All right, so
Talia's a warrior now. She's got war paint. She's got armor.
As far as they've ever been apart, except the time that Orion left her to die at the hands of the blades of the.
Or the time she got sucked into the sand dune. Or
voluntarily, I should say. Voluntarily, right. In dire circumstances where we knew there was danger.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. All right, so Roach, what are you doing? You've got super soft material now. Mm-hmm. You see the group. You see Talia almost stumble, but somehow miraculously manage to catch her footing and keep going.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good, and I think Orion's doing pretty good playing their parts. But the Baron specifically and Brother Richard looks like he's on a mission. So there's a little bit of determination in his eyes that I'd like to remove. Same with the Baron. He's just got a little bit too much of a straight-backed posture. They don't look like they are prisoners. They don't look like they've been forcefully captured. They need to look better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull upon the magic of the universe to actually drain them of a little bit of energy, just enough so that they just look tired.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
So I'll be using entropy for that.
All right, just enough there. All right. So Orion, what are you doing as you're leading the charge here? You see, there's some robots that are maybe looming closer. You can see the 7 feet tall blue ones. You're getting closer to them as you approach the center of the room.
Orion's going to think back to the first interaction with the black. Well, now he knows that they're robots. And surprisingly, fear was able to work on him. So he is actually going to create an aura of fear around the group. So it's not affecting those within the aura, but it's kind of almost like a deterrent that if even the robots get a little bit too close, they kind of are pushed away. Like even their programming is like, oh, no, we're not going to go over that way. So yeah, I am going to try to create an aura of fear.
Interesting. Okay. You're using your creation energies and powers to channel that?
That is the goal. All right. Do I use aura or do I use fear?
Just roll creation.
Okay.
Yeah, just roll the straight attribute for this. Since you're not actually invoking boons and stuff, it's just you're meeting that CR of 16. Oof.
Yeah, that's not great. I am going to go ahead and use legend point then.
Yes, give me those legend points.
Yeah, please.
Use them.
And
up.
I'm going to re-roll my d20.
Okay. So you've got a. Okay, yeah. You made it. All right, so you guys are basically like pretty much getting that halfway mark. And so remember, even though this room is massive, there's a lot of vertical beds, basically. These slabs that could be used for beds that's got various golems, or I guess what you know is now somewhat called robots, that are, stacked up. And a lot of the orange ones seem to be doing things to the ones that are on the bed. So it's not like it's a wide open room and that you're obviously seen by everything. So there's a lot of these columns that you're passing by and passing through, just to help give you a bigger perspective of it. So what you notice is flying overhead is the one black one that Roach saw in the room. Okay, so what are you doing as you've made it this far? You're aware that that's there. What do you want to do, Talia?
Talia is actually going to kind of use a little bit of alteration to make the edges of the room a bit darker so that it's a little bit harder to notice them as they're going through, especially for the ones that are a bit further away. It's just, it's just a little bit darker in here, just around the edges of everyone's vision.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
All right.
Let's see. No, I'm not going to use my last. I can't use my last.
Okay. So that's one failure so far. You're still proceeding. You kind of try and make it darker. You can't quite control it, and you maybe bump into one of the the black robot that's on a slab, and its arm kind of falls against you and startles you. So, Roach, what are you doing? You feel the weight of some of the mystery eggs on you, but you're proceeding along. Anything you want to do?
I know that the mystery A's go boom. That is not what the situation is calling for.
You don't know that all of them do that.
No, the ones that I know do something, I know that they go boom. So they would not be the first thing that I go to, knowing the things that I know.
Sure.
To interrupt this. What I will do, however, those all these golems on the beds look like they have potential.
Mm-hmm.
Can I maybe use logic to maybe dip into one and pull out something useful?
Oh, see if you can take anything off of one of them?
Yeah, like maybe, let's say, something that makes noise, like a voice box sort of situation.
Yeah, I mean, roll your logic. See if you can find anything that's helpful in this situation, as you're still invisible and the group is going through here. Oof.
It's 11.
All right. Let me mark this. All right. So, yeah, you start to kind of go. Roll me a d4. Let's see which kind of bot you just got. You're working on a black one.
Oh, great.
And yeah, you're like, "Oh, this looks like I can maybe pull this," and you hit a button and it starts to light up and it's starting to move.
Oh, can I push this button real quick again?
Yeah, you kind of push it, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
Oh God, back up!
So you guys all notice that one of the black 7 feet tall guys seems to be starting to activate on a slab nearby as you guys are passing it. Orion, what do you want to do?
I think when he sees that, it's time to move a little bit faster. So in the same way that Talia was trying to move everybody from the back, he's going to try to move everybody from the front,
Okay.
just using agility. Just start to walk a little bit faster.
So you're at the front, so you're trying to lead them a little bit faster.
Right,
Right.
yeah, pick up his pace.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Wow.
All right.
3, 4, and a 1.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and use another legend point then and reroll the d20.
Okay, another 2 legend points for that.
Is it 2 to reroll the d20?
To reroll the d20, yeah, it's 2.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be 2.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you're able to get everybody moving a little bit faster as the black one's starting to like get up and look around, but you've kind of gone around a corner. All right, so you guys got one more each. What are you going to do?
Now, Talia's been practicing how to charge up these batteries. So she is going to try to use her energy to shut down as many robots as possible in the area. In particular, that black one that just started up.
Sure, yeah. So use your energy to maybe drain or what have you with this. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. And I'm actually, you know what? Nope. I'm gonna hold on.
I mean, you got pretty high.
I'm so indecisive. This is not good.
You've got pretty high energy, so you should be fine.
I'm so scared. Yeah, you know what? That's last words. No, we're going for it. Screw it. No.
You got a 1 on one of your D10s.
I'm gonna use 1 legend point to reroll that D10.
Okay.
I don't like this. Okay. Come on.
Okay, that's enough. Yep.
Okay.
All right, Roach, what are you doing as you see that black one kind of stutters and seems to kind of freeze?
Yeah, I fall into base animal instinct, and we'll be rolling for agility on this one. Just the
Okay.
little sneakity sneaks. Get the hell away from that. Probably do several awesome invisible back handsprings while I'm at it that nobody's
Right, yeah, of course.
Which is the lowest agility, second lowest agility roll I've ever rolled.
You're one short from 16.
But you said yourself, we're gonna make it. It just kind of depends upon the state in which we make it.
Right, yep.
So
yep.
I don't know.
And remember, you've got perks and stuff that you can use. I don't know if...
I don't think I have any that help out with this.
Okay. I didn't know if any of you had lucky or anything like that, or...
My hand has lucky.
No. Well, I mean, it is your companion. You could activate your hand so that one of those hand springs is just a little bit better.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll go with that. When I do the back handspring, maybe I leave that position and then my hand gets left behind me. And maybe it turns invisible and scurries off, making something else
Activate.
look.
Distract something else. Okay. All right. So, Orion, it's all up to you because you're the last one to roll.
I so badly want to use my fortitude. I just don't know. It's like using your constitution to, do something. It just doesn't.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to use your fortitude, I'd say.
Right. All right. I think at this point he's just.
I got it.
I could eat one of the
I don't know if you
robots and
wanna
survive. No, I think that he sees that they're almost there. He's going to use his perception and just double check that there's no other immediate dangers along the way. And just kind of keep an eye. He noticed the one black robot. He's just keeping an extra eye on everything in the room as they head towards the exit of this.
All right. Wow. So that is an exceptional success. So you guys would, in theory, you ended with 2 failures and 1 advantage saved. All right. So you guys, you all approach. There's the thing with the keypad. Talia knows what it is, and suddenly, landing right in front between you are 2 of the blue 7-foot tall guys. They just kind of land there, and seem to be scanning you guys. So you now have this right in front of you. Do you have any immediate reactions as these 2 land?
Is the language tube still open? Still on?
Yes. It's on.
Yeah, I think Orion's just going to try to keep his cool and say, stand aside.
Okay, so you say stand aside. Interesting. Let me double check. Where is... Oh, it's on the previous page, probably. Where are my stats at? Oh, there we are. Ooh, okay, fun. Wow. Cool. All right, so...
I hate that reaction.
All right, so they land. They seem to be observing you. You say stand aside. So roll for me... I guess your persuasion or your presence, maybe your presence.
Okay, I'll do presence.
Does he still have the advantage?
The advantage is there, yes, that you have at the end, so you could use that for something else. Yeah, and brute is once per session.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just double checking.
Yeah,
in case you want to use it. So, do you want to use that advantage to roll your d6 again that you got a 5 on? Are you good with that?
Is the 20 good?
I mean, it's a high number.
It is a high number. No, yeah, I mean, a 5 with a d6, I think that's pretty good. So I will stick with 20.
Okay. So I'll give you a choice, and you guys as a group can decide this, because 20 is fairly high. So you can either have these blue ones begin a conversation with you, or the orange one from before could come up and talk on your side.
My first instinct is the orange one.
I'm pro chaos, so I don't think you want to go with my preferences. I just want to watch the world burn.
Watch the world burn.
Yeah, okay.
So, well, let me elaborate on that. You can either deal with the blue ones yourself, or you can have the orange one come up on your side, but that means that it will be continuing with you out of this room. So you're going to have to somewhat deal with it along the way.
They'll name it Claptrap.
Does Talia have any good persuasion or anything? Because Orion's dumb as shit when it comes to talking to people.
He can flex his muscles.
Yes, he is there to get hit. That is his job.
I have 1 deception and no persuasion.
Sounds like we got a BB-8 coming with us. All right.
Yeah, we can deal with the little one later.
That's right. Okay. Yes, we will.
Okay.
All over.
So these 2 7 feet tall blue things land in front of you. They look, humanoid in shape, but obviously metal golem-esque. Strange blue color. And you say, move out of the way. One of them's like starting to speak. You are not. And then little orange one comes up, and there's strange beeping noises that doesn't get translated. And they kind of look down at it, and they do strange beeping noises, and it strangely beep noises back. They look at the group again, and then they one of them fly, or no, these don't fly. One of them starts to walk away. The other one steps aside a little bit and seems to be watching. And
Talia walks up to the bubble pad and puts in the code, looking very confident about it.
Okay, yeah, the code works. The door opens, and when the door opens, the orange one seems to beep at it, and the blue one beeps and then turns and starts to walk away.
She says, "Okay, everybody, let's go. Keep walking."
Before leaving the room completely, of course no one sees us, but I'm going to actually look back at this room, and now that I have a moment to breathe, I'm going to consider how it looks, how these golems being put together on slabs is very reminiscent to the place where I woke up when I was born. And just for a second, I feel me and those blue guys have a lot to talk about that we will never talk about.
Yeah, you even look over and you see another one of the orange things has this like tool out that's holding one of the robot's hands and is putting it up to the arm, and then there's some lights as it seems to attach the hand to the arm.
My dead heart beats for a second, and then I'll turn around and walk through.
Yeah, and the orange one kind of starts going in front and speaks, and it gets translated. The prison, what does he call it? The way to the prisoners are this way, and starts to like go in front of you into another little hallway, just like the one that you had come from, and the door kind of closes behind. So you've got this little orange bot kind of leading the way ahead of you.
I'd like to look around and see if there's anything that looks like anybody could be watching us at all on this side of the door.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Just perception, I would think, to kind of check your surroundings and see what you notice.
Those 8s, man. Those 8s.
You get it feels like there's something watching you, but you don't know where from. You don't see anything that's... But you get that feeling that you're being watched, maybe.
I think at
good
this
job.
point,
That was all very impressive.
I think at this point, Orion's going to kick in his his detection, and just kind of scan the robots, scan the area. He can't really see through walls or anything, but he's just kind of looking ahead, especially if it's dimly lit or anything, trying to just get a lay of the land.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for that, of course.
After I say good job to the team, by the way, I'm going to ask Talia to hold out her hands.
Do you do that, Talia?
Yeah. And all of a sudden you feel some pressure, and then some little egg-shaped things start appearing. There's one of each.
So you've got six colored egg things. One of them you recognize as the thing that bounced around in the big silver egg before it exploded.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, so there's red, yellow, black, blue, green, and gray. For Derek, or
Talia
not for Derek,
very quickly puts them in pockets so that I always feel like somebody's watching me. Sorry, I had to. It was, anyways.
So you quickly hide them, not wanting whatever's maybe watching you to see you with them. And Orion, you attempt to get your detection going, and there's your heart's still pounding from the encounter, and suddenly your toe hits something, and the pain causes you to stop focusing, and you just kick the orange bot in front of you with your boot. So you kind of hop on your foot for a second as you feel that pain shoot up your toe. And
Sorry.
Yeah, the orange golem says, "A transit pod is up ahead."
That's good. Thank you.
And as you approach, you notice that similar, like, larger button that Talia accidentally bumped with her elbow when she was trying to look through the viewing port. So what do you do as you approach this door with the orange golem right there?
Just gonna press against the larger button.
Yeah, it slides open, and you see. Oh, that's funny. Pardon me. So. I guess technically this is not a transit pod. I lied. What is this thing called? What would he have called it? Well, anyways, you enter in, and it's like a long tube that's bigger that you see extending way far to the right, way far to the left, and hovering in the air is this like segmented metal construction. And you maybe get brief images of what Danelli had described to you about what was it? How do you word it? Flying.
They were dragons, weren't they?
Yeah. Like that briefly enters your mind as you see, and there's little doors smaller than the one you entered into this area with on each of these segments that are currently open. And the orange bot kind of moves along and then enters one of them.
Are there any people or anything in there? Aside from the orange bot that just got in there.
You are not noticing any right now, but I suppose it's maybe possible. Why don't you roll for me a D4?
So I'm kind of imagining this is like a subway station, like a small.
Yeah,
sort of subway
as
station.
players, you would recognize that. Oh, wow. Okay. So, that's interesting. Yeah, you kind of walk into this area. The orange thing kind of moves into one of the rooms, or one of the segments. And you notice, well, actually, I guess roll me perception. Since you were the one looking for that, Talia, right? So, yeah, you kind of look around the room and everything looks good, and so you just kind of motion everybody to get on. So everybody's getting on the segment. I'm guessing where the orange golem went into.
Can I tell what's up underneath the thing that we're getting on? Is it hover? Like you said, it's hovering in the air. Is it like there's like 100-foot drop into darkness?
No.
There?
It's let's see if I got a better. Well, basically, yeah. There's clearance there. You could probably lay underneath, but you can kind of hear and feel a pulsing energy underneath. That's maybe what's causing it to hover.
I'm gonna go behind Talia so it looks like it's coming from her, and I'll be like, right, kick it off, kick it off.
Okay, so you say kick it off, and you kind of cough, and there's this translation into another language as you like are entering in, right, Talia? And you hear this coughing behind you.
Yeah. As soon as I start hearing the coughing, can I try to like quickly turn off the translator?
Okay, roll your agility to see how quick you can you can get that.
Oh gosh. 24.
Wow.
Thank you, dice, for something.
So like you hear that happening and you click it off. It's like since there's a little bit of delay, like it's just starting to make the weird sound as you flip it off, so it doesn't finish.
And I say very quietly, "Did you say turn it off?"
Kick it off. Kick off the bot. Kick it off. Kick it off.
Oh, I try to. God, you want me to kick off the bot? You don't say it to Orion. You tell
Orion initially, but
okay.
Oh,
what are you gonna do? There's only so much I can communicate like this
Yeah.
through coughing.
Can I see if I heard it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have heard it.
Okay.
Unless you were trying to...
Ryan using Talia to pretend like the sound is coming from her.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, you hear it.
Yeah. I think he's gonna kind of like look towards the blue bot and just kind of like.
Oh, there's no blue bot.
Oh, I thought the blue one came with us. Okay.
No,
so
it waited until the correct code was entered to open the door, and then it turned and walked away.
Got it. Okay. Then yeah, I think he is going to try to force move.
I'll tell you what, though. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Orion, as everybody's kind of entering in. You notice that there's doors on both sides, and there is another platform on the other side of this. Okay, so go ahead and attempt to force move it, I guess, out the door.
Close the door!
And you have access to 15 feet of movement. I mean, yeah, since we're not actually in combat here, so you attempt to just kind of like shove it out, right?
Yeah, it almost seems accidental. You know, he's got his shield on his left arm, and he just kind of, but yeah, really puts the effort into it.
Yeah, and so you do that, and now we get to find out what happened with that 2 perception roll. As you shove it out, and there's a startled noise, and you guys look up, and you just force moved him into somebody else who is standing on the other platform on the other side, who was approaching the same thing you guys have entered. And he kind of looks up and blinks a little bit, and he says something that none of you can understand.
Great. Talia turns back on the translator.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
He kind of the individual tilts their head and kind of narrows their eyes a little bit. Looks at the translator. Looks at the two of you specifically, Orion and Talia. And then seems to be raising their hand up to something on their...
Can I drop down behind him and try to incapacitate him?
You may.
Okay. Just real quick, just shh, shh. Okay.
This is good. We're fine. Everything's fine.
And as the translator turns on, the orange thing was starting to speak. It says, "I am terribly sorry about bumping into you. Something strange happened."
Boom.
Oh yeah. So he's like reaching up, and then you guys all see him grabbing at something unseen. He's like gripping at his throat, and then he goes limp. Oh my! You seem to need medical attention. Something is wrong with you.
Just lower it down peacefully.
And the orange thing says, I can call for medical assistance right now.
You should just go and take him to the medical center.
Oh, wait, I think it can actually. Right? Because it... Yep. Says... Yeah, so it kind of like rotates, and something shoots out from it and wraps around the body, and it starts dragging it back towards where you guys are. It's still just hovering there with the doors open.
Can I use energy to try to drain the robot's battery?
Sure.
And shut it down? God. I'm actually going to use my last legend point to give myself advantage on this.
Okay.
I'm literally shaking, you guys. 22.
Okay. And you're trying to drain it. And you did spend a legend point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to essentially just drain its battery so it just shuts off.
Yeah, so it's starting to drag backwards. And it says, the medical depot is not too far from the prisoners. There seems to be an error with my battery pack. It's still moving though. You've drained it some.
Can I try it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna seriously just keep going, trying to get that. I just want it. I just want it to stop. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can make it surge.
Make it overload.
Surge.
Yeah.
Yeah, overload and just shut right down.
All right. Yeah, you can do incapacitated through energy, basically.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Oh gosh,
Okay.
I don't have any more legend points. This is it, guys.
You know, Age of Ultron was on the other night, and it is taking everything for me not to just bash the shield into this thing.
15?
Let me double check the U-bots. It's a little bit easier to hit, right? Yeah, okay. And you got a 15. And you already did a surge against it. Or a drain against it. Okay. Yeah, it seems to freeze for a moment. So what are you gonna do? You guys are all on board this thing that's currently just hovering.
If it freezes for a moment, I'm gonna hit it again with another surge. I'm trying to completely shut it down.
Okay, so while it's incapacitated, you want to hit it again. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to override its circuits or whatever
Well,
makes it.
Yeah.
Work.
While Talia's
So
doing
that
this, is
just
anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, I'll go see if I can make it move.
22.
Okay. What are you gonna do to do that?
I don't know. What are we looking at? I mean,
So.
this place does the things with the pokies.
Yeah.
And to reference another movie, we could all just start kicking this thing like the Office Space copier.
Just hit it with the wand of sun flames.
Oh.
We all have plasma swords.
Hey, you've got that. You haven't gotten to actually shoot it at the staff of Sunflame at something yet.
Oh, you mean the thing that has a 50 by 50 like range?
Yeah. It'd be fine.
Realistically,
Fire
Orion
space.
could probably pick it up and throw it into the energy field underneath.
Oh,
Just saying.
gosh, I completely forgot about. Here we go. Okay,
That would also get rid of the other guy too.
So yeah, these tubes are 60 feet in diameter. This whole thing is 20 feet long and 10 feet in diameter that you're on. All right, cool. So at the very front, or what you guess is the front, there seems to be a similar protrusion, but this one has a little screen on it. It looks like it's laid out differently.
I'm gonna poke it.
You poke one of them, and a number displays. You've just entered in a number.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep poking it until like something happens back there, or it starts moving, or something happens.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Wait, are you waiting until we get on, or are you?
Everybody's
just
already on.
We're already on.
Oh, okay.
Because
Gotcha.
you got on
Yeah, this-
and then pushed because the orange robot had already gone onto it, so he force moved it out onto the other platform is what happened. Okay. Oh goodness. All right, so All right, tell me what numbers do you want to enter in that you press? Right.
Let's try 8005. 80085.
Okay. So, Talia, you attack the thing again, right? It kind of wakes it up in the process, and you hear it get translated before it kind of shuts down, and it says, I just need to enter in the code for the prison. And then the doors close, and you shoot off down this tunnel at 6,000 feet per second. Or per turn, so 1,000 feet per second. You start, the thing accelerates. You can tell you're moving because suddenly stuff's passing, but it doesn't feel like you're like thrown back or thrown off balance. It's kind of a weird sensation because you don't get the sensation of movement, even though you can tell you're moving at incredible speeds. So yeah, you heard that, Talia, and then you see the thing moving. So as this thing is moving, what would you guys like to do? Any discussion?
Can I go up to the front and try to check out what's going on there, and if there's any like maps or codes or anything?
Sure. You see 80085 entered, displayed. It says it's flashing. There's some symbols that you don't recognize, but you do see the numbers clearly.
The robot, when it was dragging the unconscious person, was that like a length of wire or rope or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something had shot out from it, and it grappled around the person. He was slowly trying to drag the person back.
So is this person currently grappled? Are they unable to move? Should they wake up?
I mean, you don't know, you're not there, but it looked like it was grappled up by the robot.
Oh, the person's not on our transport with us. I thought the robot had dragged it.
No, because you had force moved the robot off. It was in the process of dragging the person on because of what you had said.
So we left the robot and that person behind. Okay.
Right. Yeah, the robot and the person are behind.
Then Orion is going to use precognition and just get a yes or no out of where they're heading, whether they're walking into something potentially good or potentially bad.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. So
or maybe even if he can get the code kind of divinely oriented to him, the proper level.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, go ahead and roll for that, because this is just.
Nope. Sure didn't.
Wow. Because this is just the wheel or woe thing, right? Yeah, and you only need a 12 too, so, but oh well.
He's not.
You only needed really twice what you rolled.
Only twice.
Only twice. He's not feeling real well connected to his deity right now. There's something's not right.
Interesting. Interesting. So even though you entered in 80085, by the way, only 8008 shows up because it's only a 4-digit code. But
it's just as good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Could have put in 404. It wouldn't have taken us anywhere.
Nice. Was it 518 takes us to a dilapidated exit?
Yeah.
No, that's crew. Wait, did I read that wrong? Okay. So, you're trying to focus, and you see a couple platforms maybe pass by as it seems to move through. Got an interesting roll of where you're being taken, so I got to double check. Here we go.
Please say it's exactly where we wanted to be. Probably not.
If only you had the actual code you needed.
Yeah.
This will be a lot more fun. It'll be great. Adventure.
Oh, boy.
Okay, who would like to roll a d6 for me?
I'll do it.
Since I was gonna say you're driving this train.
Choo-choo! 26?
Yes, 1d6.
5.
Cool. All right, so it stops, and instead of it being just the two platforms that seem to lead into another room, you're actually in the center of another 180 by 180 cubed room. And you see there's 3 tiers of trough-like cradles, each of which is surrounded by, a strange array of like bent metal that seems to be moving and doing stuff. There's a lot of whirring and clicking and screaming sounds as you see several of these things seem to be up on these cradles, and there's sparks and weird things happening to them as you, the players, will recognize robotic arms doing maintenance, but your characters, this looks really strange, right? And you notice two orange golems moving around the floor. So, what would you like to do as the doors have opened on this that you're in? The 8008 stops flashing.
I don't think we're where we want to go.
It doesn't look like it. But look, more friends. I think it's the only way to get where we're going.
I disagree. I'm going to punch 4 more numbers in.
Does anybody want to do anything while she's reaching for the pad, or?
No, I imagine like Orion's like, hello, just as the doors close.
Please no, just give me a second.
Okay. Oh.
Talia was actually just going to shout one phone. Shoot. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit, but you're back, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Now we might have lost you. Oh, there.
Eris, I think you're back now.
Can you hear us?
Okay. Well, I hope so.
Yep.
So everybody's frozen. So anyways, Talia is going to shout to one of the orange bots and say, excuse me, I can't remember the code to the prison, or the, what were we calling it? The prison yard? What?
Okay, roll your deception.
Hey.
Wow.
20?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean, 20 is pretty good. One of the bots turns and says, "Do you mean 4311?"
Yes, thank you. And then I close the thing, put in the code, and...
What? Wait! Whoa. Whoa. Is that actually where we want to go? I thought that was a ruse.
Well, where do you think they're keeping the brother's brother?
We don't know what they wanted him for. We need to know that information first before we know where they went. We need to talk to the leaders anyways, so we need to go to the leaders, right? That was the original intent.
Is the door closed?
I actually told you that wrong. It's 1131. 3-4, of course.
Even if the doors aren't closed, I'm like we're up in the nose of the thing. I don't think it's going to be.
Oh yeah, you entered in the code, right, Talia?
Well, after they said, you mean 4311, she would have moved towards to enter the code. And if someone said no, or stop or anything to try to like get her to stop, she would have paused at the very least.
There was a very enthusiastic wait coming from Roach because I don't want to be anywhere near where they put prisoners and things. That's where like torture happens and bad things. It's like, why would you want to go there unless you absolutely had to? And we don't know that we absolutely have to.
We asked where their leaders were, and they had no idea what we were saying.
Well, okay. Well, they've got to have like some kind of system of governance here, right? So where's the lawmakers?
I don't mean to alarm, but the orange things are approaching us.
Oh, flip. All right. Just punch in a number just to get on the track, just to make sure that we're moving. We don't need to worry about being approached.
All right, roll me 4d10s.
Is this random number?
Yes. So you enter in 8336.
Sounds good. It's not too far away, I don't imagine.
Well, depending on how the numbering system works.
And also, here's a thought. Was there a number flashing when we first got in?
No.
So we have no idea where we came from.
Correct. Okay.
You got those teleportation rings. Don't worry about it.
Also true.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the thing has taken off. There's still the control panel and the screen and stuff's kind of reminiscent of the stuff that Brother Richard's brother was showing you on the egg. But yeah, you're currently in transit to somewhere.
Anybody have any ideas? I am out. Oh gosh, to go. Brother Richard, what do you know what they would call their leaders here?
I mean, I would like to go to where the prisoners are.
How do you know that he's actually a prisoner, though?
I don't, but be very quick to find out.
Would it, though? How do you know that? This place is vast. It's full of things that probably want to kill us.
Oh, it seemed like there was only one prisoner location.
To be fair, actually, if we go to where the prisoners are, there's going to be guards too, and more guards than we can possibly deal with, most likely, depending on how large their prison system is, I suppose. Would they have more guards for a larger prison system, or less guards? I wonder.
We could try finding an armory so everybody could have the same armor. That seems to fool most of the guards. Just a thought.
This is true.
Y'all do you. I'm gonna stay like this.
Roach is good
Well,
out
they didn't
here.
seem to notice you at all, so.
I think it would be smarter if we went for some people that were in charge of stuff versus going right straight down to where they keep the unwanteds. I think that's asking for trouble.
Being diplomatic, that's...
And if we're supposed I was going to say, if we're supposed to be on a diplomatic mission, it might be best to establish a relationship with the people in charge first, and then we can ask, once we have their favor, for your brother back.
There's that soft ding as the doors swish open.
What's around us?
There is a platform for you to step onto, and then one of those doors. There's only one side to exit on this one.
Is there anyone around?
No.
Are there any signs or anything?
There's writing that you don't recognize.
I really need to learn how to read this.
Does your tube not help with reading?
No, just
Can you look
listening.
through it? All right.
I try to look through it.
There's nothing to look through.
Okay.
I am. Nope. Sorry. Well, you want to try random door number 1?
Better than prison.
Maybe. All right. Yeah. That's everyone get behind the big dragon with the shield. And yeah, I think I think Orion is maybe going to, because nobody else has armor.
What do you need armor for? Psst.
Convincing robots. Yeah, I think he's gonna try the door. If it has one of the center buttons that would open it, he's gonna give it a shot.
It has a keypad.
Okay. Then, Tully, I'm gonna need you to open this, I think.
I try the code. See if it works.
It does. Yeah, it opens up, and you are in a vast room. It's really big. It is domed, and it looks like there's a bunch of like seating places around here. There's some strange black rectangles on walls and some in the middle of the room. There's some tables with chairs around it. It's an interesting room. And there appears to be several platforms that you noticed the orange things using to get up and down at the various slabs when you were in the robot depot. But these seem to be bigger. And they look like they only go to one level, which is above this one. And it seems to be completely empty. There do not seem to be any people. There do not seem to be any of the golems or robots. It's very quiet in here, too.
Like some kind of meeting chamber. Mess hall.
Are there any of the black rectangles within reach, or are they kind of like up on the walls?
Yeah, you could walk over to one.
Are there any obvious buttons or anything on it?
Like as you're looking at one, some of the seats that are kind of positioned in front of it a little bit, you notice like there's the center like console or something that looks like it's got some buttons on it.
Okay. Yeah, Orion's gonna press any of the buttons, especially if there's a button that's a different color, perhaps red or green.
Sure. Okay, roll an exploding d6 as you push the button, and there's this like little white dot in the center that expands, and oh wow, okay. Yeah, there's suddenly like you jump back as there's like people on the screen. It's like maybe a window has opened up or something. And there's suddenly sound that's like filling the room. It's in a language you don't understand. Well, you got the translator on. There's lots of noise and talking, and so it's the translator. It seems to be maybe in a different language, and so it's not quite translating it as yeah. There's people talking to each other, and then like the window like shifts or something, and you see some people running around and maybe crashing into each other. You're not really sure what you're seeing here. It's weird. Maybe it's some sort of sport they're playing. You're not sure how the window is like changing views so quickly.
Ryan, make it stop. That's really loud.
He hits the same button that he pressed before and tries to shut it off.
All those poor people trapped in that terrible box.
Yeah, a bunch of text comes on the screen. Like there's this like small blue rectangle with like white text on it now after you hit that button again. Symbols you don't recognize.
Did Orion discover Telemundo? Is that what we're...
Yes. No, try the red button.
Presses the red button.
It goes back to a white dot and then goes to nothing.
Well, okay.
Never talk about this.
I hope we didn't kill those people. That would have been really bad.
Those tiny poor
Anyways,
people.
That's so small. We should go. Let's go.
Yeah, away from here.
Yeah.
So as you guys leave this room, the camera kind of stays in the room and it kind of pans up to that higher level, and you realize that this dome is mostly made out of glass, and there's shutters that are partially open, and you can see out over the whole desert floor in front and some of the city in front of it. And then we fade to black because it's about ending time, and so we want to find out some legend points that maybe were earned as you guys have now discovered one of these moving dragons that travel at great speed and have taken you at least 3 rooms now, supposedly. Well, you haven't been to one of them, but
I mean, 3 rooms in an entire city. That's not bad.
so you've got several numbers you can enter in to go maybe anywhere. You've got a way to transport quickly, but where is it you need to go? I'll have to find out next time. But anybody earn any legend points? Anybody's flaws complicate the situation or get you and or the party in trouble?
No, I think just bad rolls.
Yeah, I was almost brash. If the little robot hadn't come up to Talia, he probably would have fired his wand of sun flame while going, "Take me to your leaders."
Yes. I was waiting for it to happen.
Orion was going to go out like Scarface. Yeah.
I was going to say, I know that we used our flaws, but we actually, in many of the circumstances, they were to our benefit.
Hmm.
Well, and if it complicated the situation too. But, yeah, so did anybody work towards any of their any goals or beliefs during the session? Anything that...
Talia, well, for myself, I know that she, as one of her goals to try to become tougher, she actually put herself further from Orion than she normally would in a dangerous situation.
Okay.
And Orion letting it happen, that's kind of anti-Orion.
Yeah, you even
baby bird leaving the nest.
Yeah, you even issued out some commands and stuff.
Yeah, I got war paint and armor.
And you're also learning everything. This is this is Talia's dream.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to recommend anybody for a legend point for something during the session?
I want to recommend Roach for typing in boobs and
Yes.
literally have it
Me too.
flashing boobs.
Can she get 2 legend points for that? Because I would like to give her at least 3 legend points for that, but I don't know if I can.
You can give 2. That's fine.
Yes.
Everybody can mark down 2 legend points.
What floor would that have taken us to?
Which one?
Boobs.
Oh, if it was 5 digits.
Yeah, right.
The mysterious floor. Yeah, I had to go back to middle school days and try to remember. I was like, what else? What other things did we type?
1134. That was good too. All right, I gotta give a legend point to you for that, since we're being fair.
I had to figure, that's probably appropriate for a prison. So
yeah, that's good. I also want to, for Orion, the fact that he not only stood up to the first bot, but stood up to the second bot too. I honestly thought it was pretty brash, but
agreed. Absolutely agreed. I wrote it down.
Kind of a benefit to the situation. So.
Mm.
Well, you got the drawback of the orange thing following you guys around, which was...
That was a complicated situation. You're not correct on that.
True.
Yeah. So that was definitely a complication.
I also wanted to say, Eris, I really liked your cover of Somebody's Watching Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. I need to play a bard sometime. Anyways, I was also going to say Roach's impulsiveness, just closing the doors and pressing in buttons like super duper quick before we got anything else happen to us. That could have really gone bad.
Well, you don't know what's going to happen now that there's this unconscious person who has seen you and you left behind. So there's definitely a complication there. We'll see how quickly that...
By the way, so this...
Oh, yeah.
This person looked just human. I'm assuming they're not four-limbed or blue or anything like that.
Yeah, they actually looked very similar to humans you've seen.
Okay. Yeah, and Roach had some pretty awesome rolls. That 60 on lock picking.
Yeah. You
that
got
was phenomenal.
You got a lot of items there.
I'll never have need to pick another lock in my life. That's it.
You can just blow them open with grenades now.
Yeah, those were some high rolls. I mean, your lowest roll was a 7 for how many grenades. So
I got another game later. I'm just gonna roll one. So that's how it's gonna work.
That's usually how it happens. Yep. All right, so we'll go ahead and do some shout-outs here. So we'll start with Orion. Who are you? Where can people find you on the internet? All that good stuff.
Hi, everybody. I am Derek Sword. You can find me on Twitter at dsword16. There I post about RPGs, dogs, travel, lots of fun stuff. You can also find me now on the Scraticus channel, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, where I will be playing a Badger in a Redwall game. That uses the Green Ronin Song of Ice and Fire system, slightly modified. It's actually really awesome. We are on our 3rd game as of tomorrow, and I still haven't learned as a player not to abandon the rest of the group. So that's fun. That said, I also like to take this time to promote the small creators that we have on this channel, especially on this show. They make amazing things. They're made with love and care, and you should definitely check them out because their products are amazing.
Indeed. Let's have Casey. Roach.
I'm Casey. KCH on social media. You can go follow me on Twitter, and I posted up right on the header where you can find me and where. I'm on this channel, and I'm also on the Gratuitous RP channel, which is where you can find me later tonight. And I've been Roach your Necro Ninja, and I am so stoked to finally have made it to the City of Gods. This is going to be amazing. Chaos everywhere. What is technology even? It's going to be great.
Yeah, and Roach is having some feels as they've seen some interesting things while there. Oh, yeah, that was another thing for Legend Point, that whole scene where you... where Roach was thinking about where she came from and sympathizing with the robots.
Yeah, I like to imagine like the scene where, the robot's hand is on the table and you got a flash of an overlay of her hand dead on the table, and then you got another flash and stuff like that. Yeah, thanks.
That was really good.
Thanks.
then we have Eros, Talia.
Hello, I'm Eris Savad. Today I played Talia. In real life, I am a hula hooping seamstress who plays far too many RPGs. Speaking of which, you'll be able to find me on Little Red Dot's channel at 7 p.m. tonight Eastern Time, playing in Witch Girls, which is on the Witch Girls RPG system. So that's going to be fun. And she's actually cut from a very similar bolt of cloth, only she's not nearly as smart as Talia. But that's okay. She's a great friend too. Yeah, and that's about it. You can find me on Twitter at Eris_Savad. And that's basically where I do all of the random stuff that I do. So you can find me there.
And I am Great Mustache. You can find me at Great_Mustache with the O spelling of mustache added in there, the British English version. And on Twitch, you can find me The Great Mustache, no spaces, no underscores, where I stream some other games on occasion as well. We will be dark next week as I'm traveling, and then when I get back, we should have 2 weeks in a row, which, I mean, it always depends on what these crazy people do, but in theory, those might be the last two episodes, but maybe not. We might push a little bit farther depending on where the players get to. But they have discovered a transit system and have a few locations they know, so just depends. So we will see you all guys. Blah, 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 blah. Let me try that again. We will see you all in 2 weeks. So we're gone next week, but in 2 weeks, we will be back. Have a good day. Remember, visit the Discord. Bye.
Tip your waitress.